Jordan here. Final preparations for the challenge ahead. Hoping to come out of the gates strong. How is that for a gorgeous sight? The Washington Monument here in the District of Columbia. So beautifully framed in the sunlight. And you've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. We've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for Allen.
He's really made that a focus of his game these past few years, and it's paid big-time dividends for him. He's become a much better rebounder, and it's increased his value as a player by leaps and bounds.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, Kyrie Irving rediscovered his maternal lineage with the White Mountain family of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. He lost his mother at a young age, and by connecting with her roots, he's found a piece of himself. The tribe gave him the name Little Mountain. Kevin?
Great story, DA. Thank you.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers? These are two of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Durant is out there with Jordan, and it's Harris in at the 3 slot. And for the Wizards, Napier is out there with Wall. Then there's Bradley Beal. Then there's Bell. And it's Bryant in at the 5 spot. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for them.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
No good on that one. We're in the middle of the season, Doris. Some teams now just beginning to find their stride, their rhythm. How do they now maintain it?
Yeah, I think at this point of the year, you've established your rotation. Players know when they're going to come in, when they might be subbed out. I think it's about sort of finding, keeping, and maintaining that rhythm and execution that should be very, very well ingrained in your guys' habits.
I know you found you've played this way, but when you know your role, when you know the minutes and the rhythm, as we were just talking about, I think for a player that's huge. Am I correct?
You are. Know your role and star in your role.
Irving for 3. He's off on that one. Now Washington takes it the other way. It's Wall with the drop. And Wall with the slam.
That is what we mean by the fast twitch athlete. John Wall explodes to the rack.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Brooklyn Nets. It's a 3-point game. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Yeah, they took advantage of some porous defense in that one. Really got the shots they wanted.
Give them some credit. I'll tell you this, Greg. They caught an opponent on a very off night defensively, and you take advantage. Simple as that.
And the Wizards with possession, following the 3-pointer by Brooklyn. Back to Wall. Pass to Bell. Right block shot, and that's good off the glass that time.
Well, defensively, don't forget about Jordan Bell, especially when he's that close to the rim.
Here's Irving. 11 points for him in that last game against Orlando.
And it was a big game for him at the defensive end as well. He never stopped pressuring the basketball, coming up with one steal after another.
And the dunk by Jordan.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Napier. 8 points his last outing. Nice ball movement by Washington. Now the pass to Beal. 5 on the clock. Double clutches. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
Jordan with it. Picked up by Bryant. And then Durant with the jam.
What a pretty look. DeAndre Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
Now here's Napier. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Here's Wall. Good. And it's Beal picking up the assist. Wall's got his second basket.
I'd say that's an agile finish right there. Wall finding the angle despite the tough defense.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Irving looking over the floor. Passes it to KD. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
There are very few players in the world who can do what Kevin Durant does. Under duress of the playoffs or a big moment in the game, Kevin Durant has the skill set and the mentality necessary to finish opponents off.
That's good from Durant. And that skill set of Durant's that, Doris, you just mentioned, there really is no comparison in the league.
I agree, Kevin. I mean, just to have that soft touch with that height he has is rare in itself. Now you think about the mobility and creativity to find a shot from himself or others in any situation. That is what makes him one of the all-time greats.
And it's Irving with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. He feeds it to Durant. That shot, no good. Good D by Bell. The drive by Beal. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Well, Bradley Beal has become such a good playmaker, finishing through contact. That is beautiful.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. KD passes to LeVert. To Harris. Beal with the steal. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Well, Jordan Bell is going to be smart when he takes his opportunities on the offensive end. Really good job taking good shots.
Nets trail by 4. Irving up top. Napier covering. High post shot. Irving can't hit.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Beal, and he converts the layup.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Now Irving. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Harris dishes to KD. Floats one up, and it's sent back by Bryant. Oh, Beal in position. Wall finds Beal. Again, the Wizards score.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Here's Irving. Right now, he averages nearly 23 points a game, a relentless offensive force. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. And when you think of Jordan Bell, you think of a do-it-all big man.
Specifically how strong he is on defense. Great timing for blocking shots, good hands, and can guard anybody out on the floor. Can finish plays as well when moving at the hoop.
And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at the Bucks. They still have a firm hold on that second spot. Strong place to be.
And with where Washington is, they just seem to be playing uninspired ball. That's just keeping it real. They've seen other teams leapfrog them in the rankings, and it's gotten into their collective psyche.
Washington leading now by 6. And here's Napier. Right wing. To Beal, over Harris. Beal can't get it to go. For Brooklyn, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Durant kicks to Harris. Pass to LeVert. Outside, KD. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
Well, let's remember, Kevin Durant is superb at scoring at the rim. He's so long, it doesn't matter if you push him, shove him, he stays focused.
2 points. That one goes.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Nets trail by 6. Outside Irving. There's the pass to Durant. With the teardrop. Second shot opportunity. Rebound by the Wizards.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Wall. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense there from Irving. Outside Durant and stolen by Napier. And Wall kicks to Napier. Bryant with it. He's picked up by Jordan. And Bryant slams it in.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Here's LeVert following the bucket by the Wizards. Irving. No good that time.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit, Greg, for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
Now, here is Irving. Outside, KD. From the arc. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Beal against Harris. The feed to KD. Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, KD doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
And the first one drops. You hear these defensive coaches in our meetings, Doris, talk about their players staying on a string, helping the helper. Help defenders in this league are important.
No doubt, and there are certain guys who are gifted defensively. Paul George, to me, was a Defensive Player of the Year category. Rudy Gobert, multi-time winner of the Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy is considered a great shot blocker, and no question that's the case. But it's because his defensive rotation is so good. Guys like Marcus Smart, the ones willing to give up their body, fly around the floor, be great anticipators. I mean, that impacts winning.
Aren't they fun to watch?
So fun.
Wagner passes to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. That misses off the backboard. And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for the Nets. Trailing here by 8. Prince outside. Passes it to Durant. From deep. Bertans grabs the board. Wizards leading by 8. Throws it up high.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
Crawford passes to Allen. Outside, KD. That one's not going to go.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Wall against Dinwiddie. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
A physical finish by Wall, and if you're defending, you've got to get your money's worth.
And glad to see John Wall back out there after fighting back from his Achilles injury he suffered in early 2019.
And obviously, Kevin, an Achilles injury is very worrisome for any athlete, but particularly one like John Wall, whose speed is a major part of his game. But boy, he looks good out there, and you hope he avoids any more injuries the rest of his career.
And that one falls for Wall. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Bertans passes to Hachimura. He dishes it to Smith. Prince with the defensive effort. Nets trail by 13. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Dinwiddie. That one off the back iron and out.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That is his first foul of the game. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Crawford outside. Pass to Prince. No good. Shot missing. And Washington the other way now. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
And if you had to point to one problem in that game, it was their rebounding. Flat out terrible.
Well, the numbers back up that assertion, Greg, no doubt about it. And sometimes it's about, hey, we've got to get on the glass and make sure they're feeling us all night long. They didn't do that.
Now here's Crawford. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Dinwiddie.
And you know what, call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip. And guys are making their shots. That's critical.
And so it's Brooklyn with it after the basket by Washington. Pass to Crawford. Lets a floater go. It's stolen by Smith. All alone. And the jumper is good. And the Wizards lead by 17.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Dinwiddie with it. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Orlando. Crawford outside. Back to Dinwiddie. 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Wizards shooting an impressive 60% early. Wall passes to Bertans. Makes it off the glass.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Nets trail by 19. The pass to Allen. To stop the drought. Another shot, and it's good on the layup.
You know what? That's all about hustle and a nose for the basketball. Tremendous job on the offensive glass by Jared Allen.
Passes to Hachimura. Now here is Smith, guarded by Prince. Smith, no good. And here's Chandler, who brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Pass to Crawford. With 1 on the clock, and that shot was up in time but doesn't go in. John Wall getting it done for Washington. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We'll get right back to the action when we return. One of the league's best point guards, Kyrie Irving, had this to say about his competition.
In 2011, I came into a league where the point guard position was still being revolutionized, and now guys are solidifying that spot every single year. There are young guys coming in, but now we have established point guards that are franchise-changing point guards. And for me, having that competitive drive every single game, I know I'm going against an elite point guard every single game. So I think that now coming into the league, it's a lot different than it was before.
Some say, Greg, a golden age at the point guard position.
Yeah, and Irving right there with the best of them. He embraces the challenge.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And quite a position here for the Wizards to be in. What do you guys think?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they, Greg? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for Brooklyn now, we've got Crawford, Wilson Chandler out there with Taurean Prince. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie, and it's Allen in at the center filling out the middle. Now here's Allen. Now here's Prince. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. It's good.
He is too good a mid-range shooter to leave him that open.
Wizards leading by 17. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Crawford with the steal. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, one of the things that teams are more aware of in the age of analytics is the importance of sleep. And those teams are making adjustments. Morning shoot-arounds have been moved in some cases to the afternoon or eliminated altogether. There are many fewer teams that are taking red-eye flights across country. And some teams even give players orange-tinted glasses to encourage them to sleep. There's a lot of work to be done in this field, but the direction is clear.
Continuing to evolve. All right, David, thank you.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. A lot of switching on every possession in the NBA from a defensive standpoint, and you see the way Doris offenses are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think number one, you have to attack the switch. That's first and foremost. And it's an interesting balance between attacking and being patient, because the one thing you're ultimately seeking in every switch is a favorable matchup for yourself. That's where a critical thinking guard who knows where to find and put the ball is so critical to your success.
That's a good way to look at it. It's stolen by Allen. Dinwiddie against Smith. Yep, it counts.
Well, just incredible ability on the drive. This guy, Spencer Dinwiddie, so difficult to contain.
Here's Beal. 20 points for him last game against Milwaukee. Bertans in the post. He's guarded by Chandler. Bertans' shot is good.
Boy, not nearly tough enough inside on the defensive end. They made that all too easy for him.
Nets trail by 16. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Prince, the pass to Dinwiddie. Five to shoot. Now the dish to Allen. No good on that one. And Washington the other way now. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip.
And showing some toughness on that take. Hachimura, these kinds of buckets can energize a team.
And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college, hitting over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
What's up? And that one misses.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
This guy is just working his tail off on the boards. You love the effort, love the energy.
Beal taking his time here. Here's Mahimi, rebounded by the Nets.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Bradley Beal picks one up.
Well, think back to Karis LeVert's career at Michigan. It was marred by 3 foot surgeries in just 22 months. And obviously, the medical red flags caused his draft stock to dip. But credit the Nets, who picked him up with the 20th pick back in 2016.
And the ankle injury for LeVert last season, more of a freak accident.
Yeah, Kevin, you think about it, he comes down on top of another player. It ends up costing him 3 months. But even through these tough injuries, what we know, Karis LeVert has shown when healthy, he can be special.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Here's Mahimi.
Boy, the wingspan of DeAndre Jordan. This guy sends it back with a message.
Lobs it up for Jordan. Rebound by Mahimi.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. Here's Irving. Pass to Harris. It's Allen, top of the key. 6 to shoot. The 15-footer, and Irving gets it to go on the assist by Allen.
Well, the ability to score at all 3 levels makes Kyrie Irving a near impossible check. Good luck, fellas.
Napier feeling it out a bit, and there's the pass to Hachimura. Outside, Beal. And too long on the shot.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Now here's LeVert. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go. Shot is good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from LeVert.
Well, after a less than stellar start in the first quarter, you like to see that shot go down.
LeVert against Beal. Feeds to Mahimi. Puts it up from 12. That one doesn't drop. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Napier passes to Mahimi. Over Jordan. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make. He is 1 for 4.
Well, listen, if you're going to let Mahimi square up from the mid-range, you may be in for a surprise. This guy has worked diligently on that aspect of his game.
Irving for 3. But they get it back. Jordan kicks to LeVert. Back to Jordan. Goes back up. Allen passes to Jordan. He feeds it to Allen. And the rejection by Mahimi.
And this is what you like about Jan Mahimi defensively. He might not be the highest flyer, but big-time enforcer.
And that one's good. Hachimura. Hachimura's got 8 here in the quarter.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Now Irving. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Sinks the three-pointer.
Boy, the floor spacing that Kyrie Irving brings to the table is impressive. This guy can cash in from deep consistently.
Now here's Napier. He's covered closely. Mahimi with a wide open look. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. And the Wizards lead by 15. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Jordan up top. Dishes to Harris. Shot clock at 5. Over Bell. A nice shot by Harris. Harris has got his 2nd basket of the night.
Well, this is his role. Joe Harris is out there to get buckets. We know he can shoot it. He can put it on the deck. He is a tremendous player.
Now here's Napier. Outside Beal. And a miss there on the triple.
What a nice individual defensive effort right there. Did a great job contesting. Well, a new era begins for the Washington Wizards, right? A change in the front office. The team has tried for years to rebuild in a number of different approaches. Perhaps a fresh outlook for fans under new guidance gives this team new hope.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Pass to LeVert. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And for the Wizards and their new front office doors, a tough task ahead of them.
I think so, Kevin, because first and foremost, they need to change the culture of the team, right? Too long, there had been a lack of accountability in D.C., and I think once they address that, the rest of the rebuild could come easier.
And he makes the first. Well, at 6'7" Doris, Caris LeVert describing himself as a point/shooting guard.
Well, why not? Because his slashing ability, his blinding speed off the dribble is really what makes him problematic. His burst is special, and it doesn't matter if he's going left or right.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Ryan is... Oh, my goodness! Wow. What a play!
This seems to be the new breed of point guards who can play above the rim, wall finishing with style.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. It's a 16-point game. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. And there's Jordan. That's good on the assist from KD. Basket of the game. Wizards leading by 14. Napier passes to Bryant. He kicks it to Beal. Here's Wagner, defended by Durant. Back to Beal, the 15-footer, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Beal's got 8 points.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Nets trail by 16. And here is Irving. He has 7. Pass to LeVert. At the top of the key, Durant. Latre. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Wall, and the slam dunk by Wall.
I'll tell you, John Wall cooking right now on the offensive end. You're getting a look at everything in his arsenal.
Irving with it. Right now, he averages nearly 23 points a game, a relentless offensive force. Pass to Durant. Lobs it up for Jordan, and the dunk by Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan, simply a force around the cup. This guy has rare athleticism.
And the pass to Wagner. Outside, Wall. To the middle. The 10-footer. Another one falls for Washington. .146 left to play in the first half. Irving passes to LeVert. Now here's Durant. Outside Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Over Napier. The offensive rebound. Jordan the pass to KD. No good with the layup. Wizards leading by 18. The drive by Beal. Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
A difficult choice for the defense, right? If you sag off, he drains the jumper. In this instance, you give him a step, and he finishes with a big-time drive.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Outside Jordan, kicks it to Durant. Looking to end his cold spell. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
You've got to love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage.
Come get it, come get it.
Outside, Beal. Passes it to Bryant. Over Jordan. And the Wizards getting another bucket right there.
What an outstanding pass, and Bradley Beal has come such a long way as a playmaker.
Here's Irving. He's got 7. Outside Jordan. 32 seconds left in the first half of the game. Tries again. Rebound, Washington.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
A second chance effort, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
We have seen Bradley Beal take on more of a leadership role lately. This guy wants to prove he can put a team on those big-time shoulders of his.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
An 85% shooter there, and they've been able to count on him hitting his shots from the line. Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
I always like to hold for the last shot right here.
Well, that's great execution if you can do that, because it takes any chance at momentum away from your opponent.
Crawford outside, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. It's the Wizards just dominating this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Bradley, great first half for you. Look, we know you come from a football-playing family. It looked like you wanted to establish control in a football-type way in the first half.
Oh, you have to. This is a physical game. You see the refs they call a lot of hard fouls, but sometimes they don't call them. So, I mean, you can't complain about it. You just have to just keep attacking. And these guys are big. I mean, this is the NBA, so you have to be physical and not complain and try to go strong every time you get to the basket.
Bradley, thanks for your time. We'll see you in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports halftime program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a great half of basketball from John Wall. He ended up with 15 points and 1 assist. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have been excellent. And the result of all that movement, almost all high-quality shots they're generating. It's pretty to watch. Very good fundamental basketball.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Sloppy ball. Way too many wasted possessions, chucking up threes, missing them. I could hit more threes than that, Ernie. I hope they're talking right now about getting the ball inside, because that's what it's going to take. If they were hitting more threes, that'd be a different story. But if was a fifth, Ernie, you know the rest.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
Ooh, that first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
This guy, he plays fast, he's aggressive, and if you let him get to the cup, there is nothing that you can do about it.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. They've got Bryant. Bradley Beal is out there with Bell. Then there's Shabazz Napier. And it's Wall in at the 2 spot. That's the route for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
And let's take a look now at LeVert's numbers. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging 12 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
That one misses.
You know what I love? That John Wall has stated clearly he would like to be the MVP of the NBA. I've no problem with that. You want guys to be ambitious.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Now here's Napier, covered by Irving. Beal gets a wide open look. Off target with his 3. And so it's Durant with it. He'll bring it up for the Nets. And a minute played as the second half gets going. And that one drops.
Boy, Kevin Durant, an absolute nightmare in transition. Combined size, speed, great scoring ability. Look out.
No good from Bell.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Irving finds Jordan. Pass to Durant. Jacks up a three. He can't get it to go. And it's Washington the other way. Here's Wall. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's on Kevin Durant.
Yeah, there's just such a grittiness, such a toughness to John Wall. Nice finish through contact.
This is his third trip to the free throw line in the game.
And you look at the cast-offs that have found success in Brooklyn, Doris, a great part of the Nets story.
And I think what the players appreciate is the team that gave them their first real shot to play significant. Slashing into the lane, the speed and the grace of John Wall.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Now, here is Irving. 9 points in the game so far. KD, that's for two. They get it back. Jordan. Bell with the block. And they get it back. Wizards leading by 23. Beal drives in. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Irving can't hit.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
They double team Beal. All sorts of time. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got 11 rebounds in the game. And the foul on Jordan Bell. That's foul number 2 for him. Washington making some changes. Bertanis, he's checked in for Bryant. And it's Hachimura in for Bradley Beal. Nets have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Outside Durant, they need this. Drains it from beyond the arc. Durant's got 5 points in the quarter.
And this is Durant's game, right? As soon as he catches the ball, he's ready. Pre-shot preparation outstanding.
Pass to Bertans. The 8-footer. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Bertans got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now the pass to LeVert. Back to Irving. Lobs it up for Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Well, Kyrie Irving has such a good sense of when his teammates are going to create an opportunity, and he puts the pass on time and on target.
Here's Napier. Passes it to Hachimura. Brooklyn with the rebound. Durant's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Irving. Rebound by John Wall. Washington leading now by 22. To the inside, Bell. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Outside Jordan. Back to Irving. Takes a 3. Bertans grabs the board. Bertans got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, after hitting 1 triple in the first half, it's been all radio silence since.
And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Beal.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
And that one falls for Hachimura. Mahinmi's checked in for the Wizards. Ish Smith comes in for Napier. And then for Brooklyn, Jared Allen's checked in for Joe Harris. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Karis LeVert. So he gets them both.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
Pass to Jordan. KD looking around. Shot clock at 6. Nobody near Irving. Another miss by Irving.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Great positioning on the putback.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Dinwiddie dishes to KD. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, for Washington, D.C. basketball, they have one title to their name, the champs back in '78.
What a run that was for that team, led by the great Wes Unseld. But boy, in the 40 years since that title, my goodness, fans of this franchise have waited so patiently for that return to greatness. When will it come?
That's good from Durant.
I think Kevin Durant has proven he's all about winning. He's going to do whatever it takes. This guy is a gamer. He can meet the biggest moments, and he's willing to grind. I just love watching this guy go.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Prince is checked in for Jordan. And it's Crawford in for Kyrie Irving. And so Durant nails them both. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Washington Wizards. Pass to Hachimura. And here's Wall. Clock at 6. Out to the right wing. Lets it fly. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Durant. And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Friday, they'll continue the road trip, heading out to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. And then on Saturday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat.
And for the matchup with the Grizzlies, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
The Wizards have gone 8 of 13 from the free throw line. That free throw, no good.
And now a chance to see the former Demon Deacon Ish Smith in action. It has been in the league for a while now and played for several teams, and he's a veteran through and through.
Dinwiddie, the bounce pass. Shot from 12, and Durant gets it to go. The assist by Dinwiddie. Durant's got 9 points now in just the second half. Wall against Dinwiddie. Now Wall. He's got 21. Mahinmi with it, and Allen picks him up defensively. The Wizards with another miss. And when you have Ish Smith on your team, you know he's going to give you scoring off the bench.
And Smith not exactly great at any one thing, but the whole package is solid for a reserve. As long as you can make the right decision and just run the offense, that'll get you pretty far in this league.
And with the pause in the action, let's look at the numbers for John Wall. 9th in assists, 10th in steals, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And his floor awareness is undeniable. As you pointed out, top 10 in assists and He's great at drawing the defense and making the perfect pass in stride. Wagner, he's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Durant.
You have to remember, the Nets surrendered their draft pick every year for 5 straight years, between the years 2014 to 2018. How they turned that into a playoff run last year, one of the great stories in the league.
Dinwiddie outside. From deep three-point range. Rebound by Smith. The pass to Wagner from about 16, but they recover it. Second shot opportunity. Berton's shot is good. Berton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Love the work there. They got the most out of that possession.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. And Doris, you're right. Those picks you're referring to surrendered by the Nets in their 2013 trade with the Celtics.
And think about it, Kev. That transaction was one in a string of trades by the Nets, trading their picks for veterans. This 2019 draft, only the second time the Nets controlled their pick in the last 9 years. What they have achieved in the face of that is nothing short of remarkable.
Crawford outside. Passes it to Chandler. He dishes it to Dinwiddie. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And the 3 ball is good. Crawford's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it, Greg? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting just 34% from the floor. Tries it from 19. Crawford with another miss.
What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
Ball's shot is good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
And here's Crawford. Smith with the defensive effort. Washington's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Here's Hachimura. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. Wall's got 4 assists in the game. And so Crawford will bring it up for the Nets. It's taken away by Smith. Pass to Hachimura. And he lobs it up. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And now here's Prince, the fast break opportunity. Crawford's shot is good.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Here's Smith. Pass to Bertans. Over Crawford. And Washington again with the bucket.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Berton's gone a perfect 5 for 5 from the field. Allen outside. On the wing, Jamal Crawford, covered by Smith.
Well, being aggressive and assertive, the big man snatching the rebound.
It's deflected. Second chance shot. There's the pass to Hachimura. And Wall. Here we go now. Shoots from 12. And no good that time. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Smith against Crawford. Out to Chandler. Takes the 3. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Well, he showed right there. This guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
Smith, the pass to Wagner. To the right side. Hachimura. The shot, no good. Prince with the defensive effort.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Wall attacking. Excellent D there from Allen.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Passes to Hachimura. Over Prince. Misses the shot. And so it's the Washington Wizards in complete command. Their lead at 28 points going into the break. And you have to credit their defense for the job they've been doing against Irving. Kyrie's been almost invisible out there, and we don't say that very often. And we'll be back with you shortly. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with Coach Scott Brooks.
Keep passing the ball, play fast, get open shots, shoot it, but let's focus on getting stopped. No open shot for anybody.
Wanting, Greg, more activity out there, Coach Brooks.
If they cover the basics, they'll be fine. And Coach realizes this.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So for Brooklyn now, Caruch is out there with Wilson Chandler. Then it's Garrett Temple. Then it's Crawford. And it's Claxton in at the center position. Vanette shooting just 34% from the floor. Here's Temple. He's covered by Brown. Caruch passes to Temple. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have two candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
Smith, the pass to Schofield. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Pass to Claxton. Here's Temple, guarded by Robinson. 6 on the shot clock. And Washington making a change here. Mahimi's checked in. Down low. That's good from Chandler on the assist by Crawford.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Smith, the pass to Brown. Here's Schofield. Over Chandler. The shot by Schofield, no good. Well, remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Crawford looking over the floor. Here's Claxton, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Take a break. Take a break.
2 shots.
The first one falls. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Smith against Crawford. Pass to Brown. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. The drive by Smith. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Well, major height disadvantage. He recognizes that and still able to score it.
Nets have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Here's Temple, guarded by Robinson. Chalk up 2 there. Temple's got his first points of the night.
Well, what a job, punching the ball to the interior and finishing in the paint. Nice.
Inside, the pass to Schofield. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
How about Jan Mahimi with a good pass? Not a guy you typically run the offense through, but his feel for the game has really grown.
The Nets have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Crawford kicks to Temple. Doris, all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game, but because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. To the wing right side. Here's Karuch. He's covered by Brown. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And second-round pick Kurucs ended up starting most of last season for the Nets as a rookie.
Well, think about it. Back in Europe, this guy was playing limited minutes for Barcelona. Some said they were trying to hide him from NBA scouts. But there is no question he is on everyone's radar now, Kev.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. You know, Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking the other day, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. You think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure, but it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
Here's Temple. Or as we know historically, the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a four-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about four-peat.
The Nets have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth, 4 of 9. Caruch passes to Crawford. Rebound by Mahimi. Mahimi's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Crawford. Fires for 3. Rebound by the Wizards. Mahimi's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Brown drives in, and he comes up with the deuce. Brown's got his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And for the Nets, they're shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Pass to Crawford. Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Well, probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, you know, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
And the first one drops. Robertson hits them both. Here's Temple. Pass to Crawford. Over in the corner, Chandler knocks down the 3 ball. Chandler's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, that's a case where your teammates are showing trust in you, and he comes through with flying colors.
To the inside, Schofield, and it's blocked, and they're able to recover. A shot by Mahimi, no good. And here's Chandler, who brings it up for Brooklyn. Down low, here's Claxton, powered down after the assist, let him into the lane.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Smith drives in. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now. But when you look in your crystal ball, Doris, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
That second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
And the Wizards making a change here. Wagner's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Robinson passes to Schofield. That's tipped. Free throw good, Wilson Chandler. And both free throws good for Wilson Chandler. Helps teams if they can keep the rights to their best player. We see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
Outside for Robinson. The pass to Brown. 5 on the clock. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Here's Temple. From outside, off the mark. Washington's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. The kick out to Brown. Launches it. Brooklyn with the rebound. Chandler's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Karuch. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane. Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
And it's good, 2 points. Schofield's got 7 now in this quarter.
And how about finally being able to put an end to that 16-0 run by Brooklyn.
On the wing, Jamal Crawford, covered by Smith. And the baseline jumper, no good. And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Washington.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And so they're able to even up the season series at a game apiece. with one left to play, exacting a little revenge and really saving face. They did not want to go down 2-0.
And so many times we see someone step up and take charge, and tonight that happened here. It was a nice performance for Smith.
Well, unselfish basketball. His ability to create for others has been the story of this game.
The first free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line. There's 37 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Crawford with the ball. Now here's Chandler. Stolen by Robinson. Chandler with the steal. Here's Temple, covered by Smith. It's Chandler high post. Out to the wing. Here's Karuch. Some solid defense from Brown. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks with John Wall. John, it sure looks like the chemistry is coming together. What is the bond like with your teammates?
We enjoy playing with each other. We have great chemistry. We all work hard, and we know how much we mean to each other, how much we work every day, and we're just trying to keep getting better each game.
Well, the work is paying off, John. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.